For decades, the FIFA Club World Cup was football's most expensive vacation. European giants would send their reserves, collect a trophy, and head home. But $1 billion in prize money changed everything. Manchester City spent over £100 million on summer signings so far, fielded their strongest 11, and still got knocked out by Al Hilal in extra time. When that much money is on the line, there are no easy games anymore. I'm Kieran, star striker at Bucks Football Club, and this is how $1 billion transformed football's forgotten tournament into one of the most competitive club competitions we've ever seen. If you want to avoid rush hour on a Friday afternoon so you can get to the pub with your friends, join the 4,464 Bucks and subscribe to the channel, and we'll teach you how to fly. A $1 billion prize pool made this the richest club tournament in history. The winner takes home $125 million, more than most clubs' entire annual budgets. Participation fees alone range from $3.58 million for Auckland City to $38.2 million for top European clubs, with $475 million tied to performance bonuses. While Chelsea's push to the final might end in silverware, it was more about securing their finances and avoiding PSR point deductions because Chelsea spend like crazy, man. When you're talking about generational wealth for entire clubs, every match becomes life or death. And that's exactly why FIFA introduced special transfer windows to allow transfers specifically for the tournament. Speaking of Chelsea, they signed João Pedro for £60 million from Brighton, Liam Delap for £30 million from Ipswich, and Jamie Gittins for £55 million from Borussia Dortmund. João Pedro scored a ridiculous brace in the semi-final, proving his worth instantly. Manchester City, despite their shock exit, had reinforced with Ryan Cherki and Tijani Rinders specifically for this tournament. They also signed Ryan Aït-Nouri. Real Madrid added Trent Alexander-Arnold and Dean Howson. You could say that these were panic buys maybe, but it's looking like they were strategic investments in a tournament that could define their financial future. But all that investment couldn't save City from the tournament's biggest shock. Al Hilal's 4-3 extra time victory over Man City seems to prove that this terrible season for the Sky Blues wasn't a fluke. To be fair though, Al Hilal has some absolute players, and they spend a lot of money assembling this squad. Also, winning this game gave them the largest payday in Asian club history. Meanwhile, South America's 6 teams, particularly the 4 Brazilian ones, Palmeiras, Flamengo, Fluminense, and Botafogo, arrived with genuine ambition. Fluminense reached the semifinals, defeating Al Hilal 2-1 in the quarterfinals. They pushed Chelsea to the limit in the semifinals, losing 2-0 in a match where they also had to worry about the referees. South America can compete surely. Botafogo beat PSG, Flamengo beat Chelsea, Fluminense beat Inter. The South American clubs really did show up against Europe in this tournament. Inter Miami reached the round of 16 before falling to PSG, while Mexico's Monterrey also advanced past the group stage. This wasn't charity. These clubs earned their progress against the world's elite with their strongest lineups and months of preparation. The global competition extended beyond just South America. Asia and Africa delivered performances that redefined expectations. Beyond Al Hilal's heroics, African representatives Al Ahly, Wydad AC, Esperance de Tunis, and Mamelodi Sundowns competed with dignity and determination. Auckland City, who are a semi-professional club with part-time players, held Boca Juniors to a draw and proved that with proper preparation and genuine stakes, the gap between continents is narrowing. I also want to point out that the Urawa Red Diamonds gave Inter a run for their money, and Ulsan were no easy out either. The East Asian club surprised me and everyone. They were there to play, and their fans traveled well. Every team fielded their strongest available 11 because the financial rewards justified the risk. No more experimental lineups or squad rotation. This was winner-go-home football at its purest. What made this even more impressive was how American fans embraced the tournament. Despite playing in massive American football stadiums, turnout was remarkable. Group stage matches averaged 35,000 fans, with 18 of the 48 games exceeding 40,000. In context, 40+ thousand fans for a Tuesday noon match between Dortmund and Fluminense in an 82,000 seat stadium may not look great, but 40,000 is higher than most Europe's match attendance weekly. Here's a quick clip from when I attended this match.
Wait, look at the Fluminense fans.
American fans showed up because the quality was undeniable, but Americans with South American roots or traveling fans really came to show support. When every club plays their best players and every match has million-dollar consequences, the product speaks for itself. On a side note, the MLS draws 12.2 million fans annually, and the Premier League averages 510,000 US viewers per match. This tournament proved Americans' appetite for football and elite competition. However, it wasn't all roses. FIFA made some serious mistakes with scheduling. FIFA's scheduling prioritized European television over American fans who could actually attend. Weekday noon and 3 p.m. kickoff games in 90-degree heat across cities like Charlotte and Orlando were brutal for local attendance. And the players, really. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Ulsan HD drew just 3,412 people in Orlando. Not because fans don't care, but because they are at work. Evening kickoffs would have filled these stadiums, but FIFA chose European primetime over American accessibility. It's a costly mistake when you're trying to grow the game in the world's biggest sports market. The schedule wasn't the only issue. Ticket pricing was equally problematic. Dynamic pricing created a nightmare. Chelsea versus Fluminense semifinal tickets started at $473, then dropped to $13 within 72 hours. Real Madrid versus Al Hilal began at $265, while Boca Juniors versus Benfica was $41. Early buyers felt cheated, but the price drops filled seats. PSG versus Bayern drew 67,000 people in Atlanta. Through all these challenges, one story stood out above the rest. Chelsea's drive to save their PSR hopes and win $125 million to avoid points deductions. I know people in the comments are going to come after me and say Chelsea are well above PSR rules, but it makes no sense to me that they can spend $1.5 billion and pretend like they've made close to that amount. Looking ahead, this tournament proved football's American surge is real. The 1994 World Cup drew 3.6 million fans, and with football now the 5th most popular US sport, the 2026 World Cup is projected to attract 5.5 million. With 11 US venues, including 5 from this tournament, and the precedent of meaningful competition, the stage is set. The $1 billion prize pool created genuine global competition, and American fans responded. When you combine elite talent, massive stakes, and passionate crowds, magic happens. The 2025 Club World Cup transformed club soccer forever. Al Hilal's stunning upset of Man City, Fluminense's semifinal run, and Chelsea's march to the final all proved one thing. When $1 billion is on the line, every match becomes a final. Beyond the money, though, this tournament also proved that global competition can thrive when the stakes match the talent. The beautiful game got more beautiful when everyone had something real to play for. What did you think of the tournament? Did the massive prize pool create better football? Which performance impressed you most? Al Hilal's giant killing, or America actually going out on Tuesday at noon to watch the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more football insight. With the 2026 World Cup approaching and this tournament setting the standard, the future of global football has never been brighter. Thank you for watching.